Every year, the average American family of four throws away around $1,500 worth of food, not eaten, not used, just thrown straight into the trash. At the same time, the average new car payment reached $772 per month in late 2025, and more than 20% of new car buyers are now committing to payments over $1,000 every month. Meanwhile, Americans collectively owe $1.65 trillion in auto loan debt. Add to that the average coffee shop visit, which costs $6 to $8 per drink. One specialty coffee every workday adds up to $1,500 to $2,000 per year on something that costs just 25 to 50 cents to make it home. These numbers reveal something important. The difference between people who struggle financially and people who build wealth is rarely dramatic lifestyle changes. The real difference is a set of small, boring, unglamorous habits that quietly compound over time into serious financial results. Nobody likes this message. Social media is full of side hustles, crypto wins, and get-rich-quick stories. The boring habits don't go viral, they don't look impressive online, but they work. This video covers 10 habits that are genuinely unsexy but genuinely effective. None of them are exciting. None of them will make you the most interesting person at a dinner party. But all of them can make you wealthier if you actually follow them consistently. In fact, the more boring your financial life feels, the better you are probably doing. Habit 1. Drive an older car longer than feels comfortable. The average monthly payment on a new vehicle is $772. That's $9,264 per year before insurance, maintenance, gas, and registration. And new cars lose about 20% of their value the moment they leave the dealership. By the end of the first year, depreciation usually reaches 25 to 30%. A $48,000 vehicle quickly turns into a $33,000 to $36,000 vehicle in just 12 months. That loss alone is more than many people save in an entire year. The financially smart approach looks nothing like what car commercials show. A 5-year-old Toyota Camry or Honda Accord typically costs between $15,000 and $20,000. The previous owner already absorbed the steepest depreciation. These cars can run reliably for 150,000 to 200,000 miles with basic maintenance. Drive that car for 3 or 4 years, then sell it before major repairs begin. During your ownership period, depreciation is slow, and you can often sell the car for close to what you originally paid. This creates a cycle where the same pool of money keeps moving from car to car instead of disappearing into depreciation and interest payments. Studies on millionaire behavior show this pattern repeatedly. Most millionaires don't drive luxury vehicles. They drive practical brands like Toyota, Honda, and Ford, reliable, practical, and unimpressive transportation. Now consider the math. If someone avoids a $772 monthly car payment and instead invests that $772 every month at an 8% return, over 15 years that grows to roughly $170,000. That's the real cost of driving a newer car. A $4,000 Honda Civic and a $50,000 luxury SUV both get you to the same destination. The difference is that one helps build wealth and the other destroys it. Driving an older car can feel embarrassing when people around you are upgrading. Oh, it requires ignoring opinions, swallowing pride, and focusing on long-term results. But financially, this is one of the most powerful habits on this entire list. Habit 2. Eat the same meals on rotation. This sounds extreme to people who treat food as entertainment, but it's very normal in households that manage money well. Having 4 or 5 meals that repeat every week makes grocery spending predictable. When you buy the same ingredients again and again, you know exactly what everything costs. Budgeting becomes easier because your food spending stays consistent. And most importantly, food waste drops dramatically. The average American throws away around 325 pounds of food every year. According to RTS research, that waste equals hundreds of dollars tied up in food that ends up in garbage bags. Cooking the same meals repeatedly changes this completely. When meals repeat, you know exactly how much of each ingredient gets used. Food doesn't sit in the refrigerator until it spoils. Meal planning becomes automatic, and the mental energy spent deciding what to eat disappears. Dinner is simply whatever comes next in the rotation. Another unexpected benefit appears over time. Cooking skills improve dramatically for those specific meals. After making the same dishes dozens of times, you become genuinely good at preparing them. The most common objection is always the same. Won't this get boring? Surprisingly, it doesn't. If you rotate 5 meals, you only eat each one about once per week. You can change sauces, seasonings, and ingredients for variety, and you can adjust the rotation with the seasons. The structure actually creates freedom instead of restriction. Households that use this system consistently report spending 30 to 40% less on groceries compared to households that improvise meals every week. Habit 3. Eat everything you buy before buying more. This builds on the previous habit but deserves separate attention. Before going to the grocery store, empty the refrigerator, the freezer, and the pantry. Use what you already have instead of continuously buying more. USDA data shows that Americans waste 30 to 40% of their food supply, which equals roughly $1,500 per year for a family of 4 thrown straight into landfills. And food waste is also the #1 material in American landfills, making up more than 24% of municipal solid waste. Cleaning out your food before restocking forces awareness. It shows the difference between what you actually eat and what you optimistically buy. Everyone has bought produce with good intentions and watched it spoil. Everyone has thrown away leftovers that sat too long. Everyone has found unrecognizable containers in the back of the freezer. These small losses add up to significant waste over the course of a year. A practical method is simple. Designate 1 week each month as a use what you have week. No grocery shopping. Make meals from whatever is left in your kitchen. Get creative with combinations. Only after everything is used do you restock. This one habit alone can reduce food spending by 15 to 25%, while also eliminating the frustration of throwing food away. The less food you waste, the less money you waste. Habit 4. Make coffee and drinks at home. Research shows Americans spend about $44.50 per month at coffee shops, and younger adults often spend even more. A single specialty coffee costs $6 to $8. Buying one every weekday adds up to $1,500 to $2,000 per year on coffee alone. Coffee made at home costs around 25 cents to 50 cents per cup, and even premium beans usually keep the cost under $1 per cup. The math is simple. Buying coffee daily costs about $2,000 per year. Making coffee at home costs roughly $150 to $350 per year. The difference, around $1,800 annually, invested over 30 years at an 8% return, grows to approximately $220,000, all from making your own coffee. This isn't about deprivation. A home espresso machine or a simple pour-over setup can produce coffee as good as or better than most coffee shops. The process itself can become an enjoyable daily ritual. And the idea goes beyond coffee. Energy drinks, bottled water, and convenience store snacks are small daily purchases that quietly drain money over time. There's a simple way to understand this. Spending just $27.40 per day on small purchases adds up to $10,000 per year. That's $10,000 spent on things you could have made at home, brought with you, or skipped entirely. Coffee shops are best saved for social situations where the experience matters. Daily caffeine is just a routine, and routines are always cheaper at home. Habit 5. Bring your own food everywhere. Buying lunch typically costs $12 to $18 per meal. So a meal prepared at home usually costs $3 to $5 and provides similar nutrition. Someone who buys lunch at work 5 days a week typically spends between $3,000 and $4,500 per year on midday meals. Someone who brings lunch from home usually spends between $750 and $1,300. That's a difference of roughly $2,000 to $3,000 every year from one daily habit. This same idea applies when traveling. Airport food is heavily marked up, and restaurants in tourist areas often charge 30 to 50% more than similar meals at home. For a family, vacation food spending can easily reach $100 to $200 per day. But there's a simple alternative. Visit a grocery store as soon as you arrive at your destination. Buy breakfast food, snacks, and simple meal ingredients. Eat at restaurants once or twice for the experience, but don't rely on restaurants for every meal. A one-week vacation might normally include $500 spent on restaurants. With grocery shopping and selective dining, that cost can drop to $150 to $200. The money saved can pay for another trip. This habit isn't glamorous. Nobody posts photos of packed sandwiches at the airport or grocery store meals in a hotel room, but the people who consistently do this are often the same people who travel more frequently simply because their trips cost less. Habit 6. Shop in person instead of online. Online shopping has made spending incredibly easy. A few taps and a package arrives at your door. There is no delay between wanting something and buying it. That convenience is exactly what makes it dangerous. Studies show that online shoppers spend 15 to 30% more than people who shop in physical stores for the same items. Online stores are designed to increase spending through recommendations, one-click ordering, and save payment details. Every barrier between you and spending money has been removed. Shopping in person adds those barriers back. You have to drive to the store. You have to walk through aisles. You have to carry items. You have to stand in line. Each step gives you time to reconsider the purchase. Do you really need it? Is it worth the effort? That inconvenience becomes a natural defense against impulse buying. Try a simple reset. For 1 month, delete shopping apps from your phone and remove saved payment information from websites. Make a rule that all non-essential purchases must be made in person. The effort required to leave your house will stop most impulse purchases. The things you truly need will still be worth the trip. The things you only wanted in a moment of boredom will not survive the effort. After 1 month, many people find that their online spending habits were quietly draining their bank account without them realizing it. Habit 7. Pick a wardrobe and stop buying clothes. The average American spends about $1,800 per year on clothing, and much of it is worn only a few times before being donated, thrown away, or forgotten in the back of a closet. Fast fashion created the expectation that wardrobes should constantly change. New trends appear every month, and social media creates pressure to wear something different all the time. This habit is expensive and unnecessary. A better approach is to build a simple wardrobe of high-quality basics that all work together. Choose a consistent style. Buy clothes that fit well and last for years, then stop buying new clothes unless something needs to be replaced. This means wearing the same outfits repeatedly and looking similar most days, but the benefits are significant. You eliminate decision fatigue. You stop spending time browsing clothing websites. Your closet becomes simple and functional instead of crowded and wasteful. What matters most is cost per wear, not purchase price. A $300 sweater worn 100 times costs $3 per wear. A $30 sweater worn twice costs $15 per wear. Expensive items that last are often cheaper than cheap items that wear out quickly. Studies of millionaires show that many of them follow this exact pattern. They find what works and stick with it. The time and money they don't spend on clothes gets redirected toward building wealth instead. Habit 8. Treat yourself like a bill and pay yourself first. Most people manage money in the same order every month. For most people, money flows in a predictable order. The paycheck arrives, bills get paid, spending happens, and whatever is left, if anything is left, goes into savings. This system almost guarantees that savings stay small. Spending naturally expands to use whatever money is available. When saving is the last priority, it usually gets squeezed out completely. The solution is to reverse the order. Treat saving and investing like mandatory bills that must be paid first. As soon as the paycheck arrives, automatic transfers should immediately move money into retirement accounts, emergency funds, and investment accounts. These transfers should happen before rent, before utilities, and before any discretionary spending. Whatever remains after paying yourself is what you are allowed to live on. Over time, your lifestyle adjusts to this number instead of expanding to match a higher income. More than 1 million workers in the United States have accumulated over $2 billion through state auto IRA programs using this exact system. The money is deducted automatically before workers even see it. The savings happen by default instead of relying on discipline. The principle is simple. You can't spend money you never see. Set up automatic transfers to occur immediately after each paycheck. Fund retirement accounts, emergency savings, and investment accounts before the money has a chance to sit in your checking account. This one structural change, moving saving from last to first, is one of the biggest differences between people who build wealth and people who constantly wonder where their money went. Habit 9. Live 2 years behind your income. When income increases through raises or promotions, most people immediately upgrade their lifestyle. Better apartments, newer cars, more expensive restaurants. This pattern is called lifestyle creep, and it explains why many high earners still feel financially stressed. Their expenses rise at the same pace as their income, so nothing changes financially. A better strategy is simple. Pretend you still earn what you earned 2 years ago. When your income increases, don't upgrade your lifestyle right away. Keep the same apartment, keep the same car, and keep the same spending habits. Save and invest the entire difference between your new income and your old lifestyle. This automatically increases the gap between what you earn and what you spend. Research has shown that a large percentage of high-income earners still live paycheck to paycheck because their spending rises with their income. The 2-year delay prevents this trap. Your lifestyle still improves over time, but on a delay. That delay allows investments to grow for years before the money is ever spent. Consider a simple example. Someone earning $65,000 per year and living on $55,000 can invest $10,000 annually. If income rises to $80,000 but spending stays at $55,000, that person can now invest $25,000 per year. Wealth starts to grow much faster, even though daily life hasn't changed. This requires patience. It can feel uncomfortable watching other people upgrade their lifestyle while you keep yours the same. But the financial stability built during this period creates options and freedom later that most people never get. Habit 10. Have a hobby that can make money. This habit is different from the others. Instead of reducing spending, it focuses on increasing income through something you already enjoy doing. Research on self-made millionaires shows that many of them have multiple sources of income. Not just one job, but several income streams. For many people, starting a business sounds overwhelming. It sounds like more work, more stress, and more risk. But the idea is simpler than that. Instead of starting a business from scratch, start by monetizing something you already enjoy. If you enjoy fitness, document progress and share it online. If you make something with your hands, sell it. If you understand a subject well, teach it. If you enjoy writing, write for clients. If you are skilled at your job, offer consulting to others in the same industry. Today, the tools and platforms to do this already exist. The barrier to entry has never been lower. Today, there are platforms where you can sell physical products, digital products, services, content, and knowledge. The infrastructure already exists. The systems are already built. The only thing missing is participation. This doesn't require quitting your job or working exhausting 80-hour weeks. Even 1 to 5 hours per week spent building something that produces income can generate an extra $100, $500, or even $1,000 per month, depending on the approach. That extra income strengthens everything else on this list. It builds a larger emergency fund, increases retirement contributions, and accelerates debt payoff. The entire system grows faster because more money is being added to it. A productive hobby not only creates income, it also reduces spending. Time spent building something often makes money. Time spent on passive entertainment usually costs money. The substitution works in both directions. This is the unsexy math of wealth building. None of these habits are exciting. Nobody goes viral for eating the same meals every week or driving a 15-year-old car. Viral content usually shows luxury purchases, dramatic transformations, and get-rich-quick stories. But the people who actually build wealth, not the people who only appear wealthy online, consistently follow these boring habits. Research on millionaires shows that most of them are self-made and built wealth slowly over time. Many did not earn extremely high incomes, and most built their wealth through consistent saving and consistent investing over decades. Very few credited stock picking or risky investments as the main reason for their success. The pattern was simple. Spend less than you earn, invest consistently, and repeat for many years. Now look at the numbers. Driving older cars instead of financing new ones can save $5,000 to $8,000 per year. Cooking at home using meal rotation can save $3,000 to $5,000 per year. Making coffee and drinks at home can save $1,500 to $2,000 per year. Bringing your own food instead of buying meals can save $2,000 to $3,000 per year. Reducing impulse purchases can save another $2,000 to $4,000 per year. Combined, these habits can free up roughly $13,500 to $22,000 per year compared to typical spending patterns. Invest $15,000 per year at an 8% return for 25 years, and it grows to around $1.2 million. That is how boring habits turn into millionaire results. Exciting spending habits, on the other hand, it often lead to paycheck living regardless of income level. The real choice isn't between enjoying life and building wealth. The real choice is between spending money to look successful or investing money to actually become successful. One path looks impressive online. The other path creates financial freedom. Many people cannot cover a $1,000 emergency expense. Many carry more credit card debt than savings. Many will work their entire lives because they never build assets that generate income without their time. These outcomes are usually the result of years of small, exciting spending decisions instead of small, boring investing decisions. Boring works. Boring builds wealth. The habits that feel restrictive in the first year feel like freedom 10 years later. Choose the boring path. Your future self will thank you.